When I look back over my life, most of the things I worried about never came to pass. I wasted a lot of time and energy being uptight. It's easy to wake up in the middle of the night and find something to worry about. A lot of people these days are professional worriers. They can multitask, worry taking a shower, worry brushing their teeth, worry driving to work. Somebody asked me, if I could do anything over again, what would I do differently? I told them I would trust God more. I wouldn't lose sleep worried about the budgets, worried if I was able to minister, worried if people are going to like me. None of that worrying helped me to move 1 inch forward. I wonder how many things you're worried about that are never going to come to pass. Years ago, Victoria and I received a notice that the city was going to put in speed humps on the street where we lived. These are those humps in the street that slow cars down. We had 2 small children. Sometimes people would drive through the neighborhood really fast, so we were all for it. We signed a petition to help make it happen. A couple of other streets in the subdivision already had speed humps. And I noticed that the city put up a sign to notify drivers. It was a big, yellow, permanent sign, like a stop sign, that said, speed humps up ahead. One day, while I was out running, it dawned on me they always put the sign in front of the second house in from the corner. Well, it just so happened we lived in the second house from the corner on our street. Now, I was no longer for those speed humps. I did not want that big, ugly sign in front of our house. I went to these other houses and I measured the distance from the corner, got the exact length. Sure enough, that sign was going to be right by our driveway in the front of our house. For months, I worried about that sign. Thought about how bad it was going to be. I can't believe this is happening. Then I had an idea. I thought, I'm going to get a big bush and plant it a few feet from where that sign is supposed to go, so at least it will block it from our point of view. I got a big 6-7 foot tree. I planted it out there way by the driveway. Looked like a random bush in the middle of nowhere. I know our neighbors thought, boy, those people are strange, but I knew it's going to help take care of this problem. Month after month went by, my bush grew bigger and bigger. About 2 years later, the city finally came and put the speed humps on the street, but instead of installing the sign in front of my house like the others, they put it 4 houses down on the other side of the street. I spent 2 years trying to fix a problem that never happened. Every time I drove up to my house, I thought, there's my worry tree. Are you trying to solve a problem that hasn't happened? Well, Joel, what if I get laid off next year? What if you don't, but you spend a whole year worrying about it? What if I never get married? What if you do? How much time are you wasting worrying? What if this pain in my side is something serious? Go to the doctor, get checked out, but don't spend 3 years worried, then find out it was nothing. Jesus put it this way, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will have enough worries of its own. God has given you grace for today. You don't have grace for tomorrow. Don't try to figure out the next 5 years, play out all the what ifs. The what ifs will depress you. The truth is, if a what if does come to pass, God will give you the grace to handle it. What if the report's not good? What if my loved one doesn't make it? What if I do get laid off, Joel? Then the peace that passes understanding will be right there waiting for you. God promises He will arm you with strength for every battle. We may not know what the future holds, but we do know who holds the future. Now, don't miss today worried about tomorrow. Today is a gift. We can never get this day back. I believe, like with me, many of the things you're worried about are not going to happen. If they do, it's not going to be as difficult as you think. You don't have the grace for it today. And sure, we should plan, we should use common sense, but at some point, you have to turn it over to God and say, God, you know what's best for me. You said you'd give me grace for every season. Just like you clothe the lily of the fields, just like you feed the birds of the air, I know you will take care of me. It's very freeing when you learn to turn things over to God. You're not supposed to go through life weighted down by worry, stress, anxiety. Start lightening your load. Go back to the still waters. Empty all that out. Really, it's important every morning. You should start the day off in peace, not stressed, hurried, rushing around. Look at the sunrise. Listen to the birds singing. Breathe in God's goodness. Thank Him for His blessings in your life. Hebrews talks about entering into the rest of God. That means you have a problem, but you're not losing sleep over it. You know God is still in control. This is one of the main ways we show God we're trusting Him, by staying in peace. Not up when your circumstances are up, down when they're down. You're stable, you're consistent, you're in the rest of God.